Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Consul General Enrique Panes will open the ceremonies for tonight's event.
Muy buenas noches, señoras y señores. Celebramos mucho su presencia aquí, también en su condición de representantes destacados de una colectividad de españoles que va creciendo día tras día en Houston y en general en Texas. Welcome authorities, elected officials, fellow consul generals, honorary consuls, friends, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here sharing with us this celebration. October 12 is a very important day for Spain, and not only for Spain, I dare say, because it's a day that celebrates a community. It's a community of language uniting millions of people. 21 states as an official language in 3 continents, and probably more than 500 million people speaking our language. But even more important, I would say, it's a community of language that is also a community of values. We are very glad to celebrate October 12th this year at this magnificent hall, in this magnificent headquarters of BBVA Campus. And I would like now to ask Chairman and CEO Manolo Sanchez to say a few words. Mr. Sanchez is Chairman and CEO of BBVA, graduate from Yale University, master's degrees from London School of Economics and École de France, and a man of culture. And you know, please.
Buenas tardes, bienvenidos a nuestro edificio, BBVA Compass en Houston. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to our festivity here. Thank you, Eric, for the introduction. Before I start, we have a fortune to have with us today one of our leaders from BBVA organization worldwide, Vicente Rodero, who heads our country networks. Vicente is here in the front row, and we're very fortunate that he was with us in town today. He's going to be spending a few weeks in Houston. We are very proud of our involvement with the city. We made major investments here, as everybody knows. In addition to putting our name on the soccer stadium, BBVA Campus Stadium in the East End, you may be familiar as well with our sponsoring of different exhibitions in the Museum of Fine Arts Houston, particularly the Prado exhibition 2 years ago. We created, which we believe will be the next household in banking in Texas and in Houston. So our bank is the number 4th institution in the market with almost 80 branches. And but beyond our presence in Houston, we have, as you know well, a very large multinational organization represented in 31 countries and in 10 jurisdictions, a lot of them in Latin America. One more minute of publicity. I also wanted to comment the many things that we do to support Spain's image in this country. The latest event was bringing the Celler de Can Roca, Spain's best restaurant, but also the world's best restaurant to Houston. They were here for 3 nights, and they delighted our guests and clients over here in the city of Houston. So. With no further ado, I want to turn back the floor to the consul. Again, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all tonight. Bienvenidos y que disfruten de esta fiesta. Gracias.
Let's now pay homage to the college by listening to the anthems played by members of the School of Music of Rice University. I think it's difficult to overemphasize the importance of the transatlantic link for Spain. Considerations of any kind, geopolitical, economic, cultural, social, personal, make of that link one of the main vectors of our international projection. Spain and the US are solid partners in different fields, and it has been proved so anytime we have had a high-ranking visitor. Recently, our king and queen were in the United States. They visited Washington, and then Miami, and San Agustin. San Agustin de la Florida, celebrating this year 450th anniversary of its foundation, the oldest urban center in the United States of America. Links, of course, embrace also business, investment. United States is the largest investor in Spain. More than 150 subsidiaries operate there, but Spain doesn't lag behind in this trend to increase. In fact, in the last 5 years, we have seen a doubling of number of companies that operate here. And Spain is already the 4th largest investor in Texas. During this last year, we have had the opportunity to participate in signing or opening ceremonies of very important projects, be it the new road in a congested complex of roads around a big city, big new supply of a service to a big city, or simply an upgrading of existing infrastructures. Our companies are appreciated. We have been witnessing proofs of appreciation because they are reliable, they bring in technical innovation, they comply their work very timely, and above all, maybe they do not exceed budgets. In fact, when we considered that a few years ago Spain was not very strong in terms of presence, we have jumped ahead a long, long way. Therefore, as you can imagine, the consulate has a broad and long agenda. And I would not break a state secret if I say that ours is not one of the largest consulates in town. How do we cope? We cope with a lot of effort from all my staff. Thank you very much to all of you. And also because we have the support of an excellent team of honorary consuls. And we wanted this evening to pay homage to their dedication. And I will call them to join me here because I think they really deserve to be presented and recognized. First of all, our Dean, Mrs. Janet Kafka, honorary consul in Dallas, Fort Worth, since 1997. Janet, please. Successful businesswoman with a long experience in leading trade missions in Spain and bringing Spanish companies to her very dynamic region. Janet is also a member of the board of the Medals Museum. That jewel treasures the largest collection of Spanish art of all centuries in Dallas. It's worth visiting. Sometimes it is dubbed the US El Prado, isn't it? Next to Janet, we have Vicenta Bonet, honorary consul in Birmingham, Alabama, since 2008. Vicenta is an experienced lawyer, always ready to support our citizens. And she has seen an increase in the number of Spaniards living there because Airbus has opened a factory in Mobile. We proudly, joyfully and proudly attended the inauguration a few weeks ago, since Spain is one of the 4 founding countries of that giant in terms of aerospace industry. Airbus will be producing the planes that we all know, that we all have used in Mobile, of course with an eye in the American market. In New Mexico, we have 2 honorary consuls, Mr. Albert Gallegos, in Santa Fe since 2006. Albert. Albert is a man culture, a historian, and someone ready to help to enhance cultural relations with a state that indeed keeps very solid and alive the historical link with our country. Not far from Albert, we have Fred Mondragon in Albuquerque. Fred is a businessman, always attentive to point out opportunities to complement cultural links with economic relations. Thank you. And then, last, obviously not least, the very newly appointed Ramiro Cavazos. Ramiro is our new honorary consul in San Antonio, whose historical Spanish missions will be celebrated in a few days, once incorporated into the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites. Ramiro is a business leader in a town that will celebrate 300th anniversary of its foundation by Spanish settlers in 2018. There are 3 absents for different reasons, but let me name them. Mr. Moral in Corpus Christi, Mrs. Miranda in Oklahoma, and Mr. Baños in New Orleans. 2 honorary consuls just ended their missions, and their performance has been so remarkable that the government, with the royal sanction, decided to decorate them. And I'm very happy to bestow upon them today those decorations. But first I will ask Mr. Pam, head of the regional office, to join us for the ceremony as a special witness of honor. Thank you. This is Ángeles Gallardo, María Ángeles Gallardo, honorary consul in El Paso since 2008 and May 15. Thank you, María Ángeles. An excellent honorary consul, always attentive to help assist the Spanish people, see opportunities to confirm the links that already exist with El Paso, and now happily retired. A long tenure that deserves this decoration. Let's read the diploma.
Felipe VI, rey de España, gran maestre de la Orden de Isabel la Católica, y en su nombre, el ministro de Asuntos Exteriores y de Cooperación, señora María Ángeles Álvarez de Gallardo, ha tenido a bien otorgarle la cruz de la Orden de Isabel la Católica. Por lo tanto, se le conceden los honores, distinciones y uso de las insignias que os corresponde a tenor de los estatutos. Firmado por el ministro de Asuntos Exteriores y de Cooperación y el embajador secretario de la Orden.
María Ángeles, the floor is yours if you want to address us.
Es para mí un gran honor recibir la Orden de Isabel la Católica de manos del cónsul Enrique Panés en representación de Su Majestad el Rey Felipe VI. Los 7 años que he fungido como cónsul honorario de España en El Paso, Texas, han sido un gran privilegio. Entre otras cosas, he tenido la oportunidad de organizar eventos tan importantes como la exhibición del Hilo de la Memoria. He podido establecer relaciones cordiales con los indios tiguas y he podido ayudar a españoles detenidos por problemas migratorios. Con gran emoción agradezco de todo corazón a Su Majestad esta gran distinción que me ha concedido, la que atesoraré toda mi vida. Receiving the Order of Isabel la Católica from Consul Enrique Panés in representation of His Majesty King Felipe VI has been a great honor for me. For 7 years, I had the privilege of being the Honorary Consul of Spain in El Paso. During those years, among other things, I had the opportunity of organizing important events like the exhibition of the Thread of Memory, establishing friendly relations with Tigua Indians, and helping Spanish citizens who have been detained for immigration problems. From the bottom of my heart, I thank His Majesty for the great distinction he has granted me, which I will treasure all my life. Thank you.
Today was official of the Order del Mérito Civil for excellent job done in San Antonio between 2013 and April 15 to Mr. Raúl Rodríguez Barocio, now in charge of international relations of that giant called Instituto Tecnológico de Monterrey, where Raúl certainly will give further proofs of professional and personal high qualities.
Felipe VI, rey de España, gran maestre de la Orden del Mérito Civil, y en su nombre, el ministro de Asuntos Exteriores y de Cooperación, en atención a los méritos y circunstancias que concurren al señor Raúl Rodríguez Barocio, ha tenido a bien otorgarle la Cruz de Oficial de la Orden del Mérito Civil. Por lo tanto, se le conceden los honores, distinciones y uso de las insignias que os corresponde a tenor de los estatutos. Dado en Madrid a 19 de junio de 2015 por el Ministro de Asuntos Exteriores y de Cooperación y el Embajador Secretario de la Orden.
Raúl, the floor is also yours if you want to address.
Buenas noches, good evening. Let me thank my admired friend, Consul General Ripanes Calvi, and his dear wife Beatriz, and all our friends at the Consul General's office. When one thinks of diplomacy and what it should represent, Enrique embodies the warmth, the talent, the dedication, and the drive that builds bridges of understanding and common endeavor. Dos palabras muy breves expresan lo que esto significa para mí. Raíces y especialmente querencia, una palabra muy castiza, sin traducción, por cierto, en inglés. Simboliza ese sentimiento primigenio que surge en el lugar del que uno deriva la fuerza de carácter, en el que uno se siente en casa. Hemingway lo relacionaba con ese punto en la plaza de toros que en el curso de la corrida el toro invariablemente encuentra y lo hace resistir. De formas más pacíficas y civilizadas, España es para mí una creencia. En las extrañas geografías del azar, en un mundo y tiempo en que todos somos desterrados, nuestras cartas de ruta vitales conectan puntos y episodios que nos definen y anclas. Como mexicano, como México-americano, mi ADN encuentra refugio y resonancia en Cantabria y en Andalucía, en los horizontes verticales de Cuenca y Montserrat, en las referencias cívicas desde Cádiz hasta Adolfo Suárez. Me atrevo a decir que encuentro la verdadera esencia de mi ser y alma mexicanos a través de mi experimentar España. Es mucho más que un lazo de sangre y corazón, es un vínculo de la razón. For all that and more, for making me feel closer to Spain and to my essence. Thank you, Enrique, and thank you, Spain. Honored and honored.
A word of appreciation to the regional office of the State Department. Big Bob and your staff, you make our work more efficient by connecting us with federal and state agencies interacting with consulates. Thank you for being here. I know that the city of Houston is also bringing something, a document, I believe. I will ask Nikki Lukman, one of its efficient protocol officers, to tell us what it is. Nikki.
Además de muchas querencias de nuestra mayoresa y muchas querencias de esta española, les voy a leer lo que escribió nuestra mayoresa Alice Parker. On behalf of our mayor Alice Parker, I'm going to read this proclamation. Unfortunately, she could not make it here today, but I will read it for her. It says, Houston is pleased to enjoy an enduring relationship with Spain based on cultural and economic ties that are supported by the committed efforts of the Consulate General of Spain in Houston and contributions of its citizens of Spanish descent in the cultural, civic, and commercial life of our city. In acknowledgement of the many achievements and accomplishments of the people from Spain, the City of Houston congratulates and commends His Excellency Enrique Panes, Consul General, the staff of the Consulate General of Spain, and the local community for their tireless efforts in strengthening Houston ties to Spain. Houstonians are honored to commemorate Spain's National Day, and we express our best wishes for Spain's prosperity and the success of its people in the years to come. Therefore, Anise Parker, Mayor of the City of Houston, hereby proclaims October 12, 2015 as Spain's National Day.
Muchas gracias. Vamos a cerrar, es hora de terminar esta primera parte, pero naturalmente no lo vamos a hacer without a word of appreciation to the rest of the companies that together with BBVA have made this celebration possible. First of all, Repsol, one of the world's best integrated oil and gas companies with projects in different continents. Ferrovial, a part of the group of engineering companies and concessionaries with US headquarters in Texas. They employ over 3,000 people, and they have half of their investments in this state. Amet Foster Wheeler, a global engineering and construction company and power equipment supplier to clients all over the world. Rio Ammunition, a US subsidiary of the Spanish company Maxam Outdoors, the largest shot shell manufacturers, and now with a factory in Marshall, Texas. Goya Fruits, a countrywide supplier of products, many of them of Hispanic tradition. Ebro, world's biggest producer of rice products and second biggest producer of pasta. Acco Engineering, offering leading electronic heat tracing solutions for the industrial market. And Haynes & Boone, international corporate law firm with more than 500 lawyers. Now, enjoy the rest of the evening, and again, muchas gracias por estar aquí celebrando con nosotros el 12 de octubre. Feliz 12 de octubre.